What does BTZ think about mass DMs? How did Dean Indigo scale a model from 0 to 180,000 in a month? And where can you go if you are looking for a business partner for your OnlyFans agency? These stories and more today on the OFM News Digest, brought to you by Sim Hunter. I am your host, Mr. Yalapapi, the legend who hasn't shaved in several days, clearly needs a haircut, from his dingy apartment in Wynwood, Florida. Let's get right into it. So, what does BTZ think about mass DMs? Now, who cares, right? Well, you could say, one could make the argument that somebody who, he's done okay. You could say he's done okay. He may be doing okay in business. I don't think we need to start a GoFundMe for BTZ anytime soon. You can't deny, like, he's done a lot in terms of, like, growing his brand, and he's got the groups and the coaching and all this shit. But another thing that he's done very well is he has a very profitable agency. And he's pretty good, it seems, maybe a little good, at marketing. So I'm in his VIP group, and I saw a post. I don't know when this was. I think it's recent. I'm not sure because, like, I haven't checked the group too often recently. But, like, anyway, I checked it today, long story short. And I saw in there that there was, like, some new thing in the Launchpad, which is, like, his main course thing, talking about mass DMs. And I was like, okay, let's take a look at this. Now, to be fair, yes, he's smart. Yes, he's done a great job, blah, blah, blah. But, like, he doesn't say anything nice about a service unless there's, like, a BTZ affiliate link. And by the way, like, this is really good, and click this link if you want to buy it. Right. So I'm not saying that, like, he's lying or anything like that. I'm sure what he says is true. But you do, regardless of who you are, you do lose a little bit of credibility if you say something really good about something and you stand to gain from the purchase of that thing, regardless of who you are. However, that said, what does he think about mass DMs? Well, let me bring up this message because I think it's pretty darn interesting. Well, actually, I'll just fucking tell you right now. I don't need to look it up. So basically, the thing with mass DMs, or this specific mass DM service that he recommended, was that he recommended that you use it to give a new account a quick boost, right? I remember what he said in his little blurb was basically like, if you have a new creator or a creator who's starting a new account on social media, you can use mass DMs to give her a boost, right? Make sure she's uploading reels, make sure the account is uploading content. And then the number that he gave was like $500. He's like, spend $500 on mass DMs. I'm not sure how many DMs it would get you. I think it's like the prices. I want to say it's something like, I don't know, $10 per thousand or something. I don't really know. I think for $100 you get like 1 million or something. I don't know. I don't know what the math is, but anyway, he said $500, spend $500 and you will get a nice little boost for the account. You probably are going to lose money. He's like, I think he said, he's like, in rare cases, you may make your money back or you may break even. So, like, you're not even going to break even basically. But I mean, what's $500? If you have a good model, a good creator who has potential, you want to get her off on the right foot. If it's your last $500, okay, probably don't start with mass DMs. But if you have a good creator, she's good at making content, she's following, the plan, she's doing what she should be doing, then dropping $500 to give her account a nice little boost can be a very good idea. And that is his opinion on this. Yes, I got this from his VIP group. This is not a plug for his VIP group. If I put a link to his VIP group, I don't get a commission from it. This is just something he said that I think maybe you might find interesting. Story number 2. What was the second one? Story number 2. Oh, shit. Dean Indigo. So I'm not sure. I feel like Dean Indigo is like a lesser known OFM guru influencer person. Just because I don't really see his name pop up. Of course, my eyes aren't everywhere and I'm not like looking for Dean Indigo's mentions all day, every day, but I don't see his name come up very often. However, he is one of these people who is also very good at marketing, and he's got some really interesting videos on his YouTube channel about how he scaled models extremely quickly to like ridiculous amounts. So, if you've never heard of him, he does pretty much only black hat marketing. But the interesting thing about him is that he's got, as far as I know, unless they're just rumors and people are just making it up, but Sophie Rain, I think he manages Sophie Rain, right? Like the queen of OnlyFans, or TikTok, I guess, TikTok OnlyFans girls. And from what I've heard, he also manages Zoe Moore, who is like this 18-year-old girl with like fucking not huge tits this big. So he's got two, and I'm sure if he's got those two girls, I'm sure he's got an entire roster of fucking freaks, right? But anyway, he doesn't say who the creator is, who he scaled to 180 grand in a month. By the way, he's got another video of a creator he scaled to $1 million in a month, which is just like insane. But the reason I'm talking about this video and not that video is because when I watched this video, it's kind of old now. But when I watched it, he kind of sparked this idea in my mind about agency generated traffic through social media, which at the time, it was a different time. It was 10 months ago, or I don't know, 8 months ago, probably when I watched it. And that wasn't really a thing that people were doing. And when I say social media, I really mean like Instagram and TikTok. Like you had to rely on the models to do stuff. But I watched this video and his whole thing was talking about agency generated traffic. And I was like, oh my God, that's such a good idea. Like I'd never thought of that before. And it wasn't very long after that I met the two brothers. We did the Bay Page boot camp, and that turned out very well. And that just kind of like opened up an entire new world to me. So I recommend that you watch this video. It was 10 months ago, so like some of the strategies might be a little bit dated, but for what it is, there is some really good information in there. I will drop a link in the description. You should definitely go check that out. Speaking of the Babe Page bootcamp that I did with those two lovely gentlemen, sadly, the interview that I did with them was taken down and removed when my previous YouTube channel was taken down, along with many other videos that I had uploaded that I know you all watched and loved and hugged your Yalla Poppy fucking pillowcase to sleep at night. Anyway, I lost that video and it was very sad, but somebody messaged me the other day and they said, hey, would you like me to send you that video that you did with these two guys? I downloaded it. And I was like, yeah, sure. So I think it's very useful. It's great information on Babe Pages. These guys are very knowledgeable about Babe Pages. Like they know everything. And they give, I would say, a good like 75% of the sauce in this video. So if you're looking to get your feet wet, if you're looking to get into it, it's not an easy strategy. It's a strategy that takes time, takes patience. But owning the asset, like owning the social media asset, owning the traffic asset is, of very high value, I would argue. So check that out. I will drop a link in the description to that as well. News item number 4, perhaps, is that this Thursday, I will be interviewing two lovely gentlemen who are very good at running webcam traffic to OnlyFans. So in one of the previous digests a few days ago, I talked about OBH and his webcam strategy. And that's, that will work as well. I haven't asked OBH if he would like to be interviewed. I'm not sure what he would say, to be perfectly honest with you. I think he would probably say yes. But anyway, I have these two guys and they're also doing it, and I'm going to interview them. So basically what's going to happen, it is going to be Thursday and it is now Monday. Yes, it's now Monday. So Thursday, June 6th in the morning, Eastern time, I will be interviewing these two guys and we will be going over how, actually they sent me the syllabus this morning for the interview. So it's going to be like how they recruit models, how they find girls for webcam, how they sign them up to the page, how they drive the traffic to OnlyFans, like how they, I don't know, all kinds of shit. I don't remember exactly what it was, but it's going to be a very interesting interview. I am actually very interested in interviewing them because I would like to learn more about this so that I can start doing it, because I think it's super neat. And let's see, what do we else? Oh, and finally, we have a poll, the latest poll in the Simp Hunters Telegram group. Somebody asked me this today in the group and they said, is OFM wrong? Do you think OFM is morally wrong, is what they asked. And I think that's a perfectly valid question. I think a lot of people's knee-jerk reaction would be, no, it's not wrong. And they use the like Andrew Tate argument and they say, would you, do you blame the guy who owns the bar for selling alcohol to the alcoholic, right? So the person wasn't necessarily asking from that point of view. They just said, do you think it's morally wrong? Now, I asked for clarification. I was like, wrong in what sense? Because there's a lot of things that could potentially be morally wrong with it. And this person said what they were thinking is that it's because you're promoting porn, basically. Like you're in that. That's the reason, basically. And you could say porn is bad because it's bad for men, it's bad for the women, it's bad for everybody, bad for society, all this stuff. So I think it's a very interesting question, and obviously one that not a lot of people enjoy asking, because nobody wants to think that they are, that their paycheck depends on something that's morally wrong. OnlyFans management, as attractive and popular of a business model as it is still not reaching critical mass at the speed at which it should, because there's this like moral issue of like, oh, it's OnlyFans, it's porn. And then there's the other issue on top of that, like all the black hat marketing we do, the issue of the chatters, representing the girl and not the actual girl. So anyway, I thought it was a very interesting question, and it's not so simple to answer. So I will put a link to the poll. You guys can vote in the poll and you can see what your fellow OFM professionals think about whether or not doing OnlyFans management is wrong, which would be interesting because we are in the business, right? So like, isn't it weird if like we're in the business and we think it's wrong? Like, does that make us bad people? I don't know, but you're intelligent enough to answer that question on your own. So I will allow you to do that. Thank you for watching this video. Make sure you like and comment and subscribe. Or check out the links in the description if you want to get more information on any of the stuff that I talked about. I'll see you in the next one.